Book of Jubilees, chapter 47, The Birth and Early Years of Moses. In a time of great tribulation for the children of Israel, your father went out from the land of Canaan. You were born during that season. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, gave a command that all male children born to the Israelites should be cast into the river. They cast them in for 7 months until the day you were born. Your mother hid you for 3 months, but the matter was discovered. She made a small ark for you, covered it with pitch and tar, and placed it among the reeds on the bank of the river. She placed you in it for 7 days. Your mother came by night to nurse you, and by day your sister Miriam guarded you from the birds. In those days Tharmuth, the daughter of Pharaoh, came to bathe in the river. She heard your cries and told her maidens to bring you to her. She took you from the ark and had compassion on you. Your sister said to her, "Shall I go and call one of the Hebrew women to nurse and care for the child for you?" And Tharmuth said, "Go." Your sister went and brought your mother Jochebed, and Pharaoh's daughter gave her wages, and she nursed you. Later, when you had grown up, they brought you to the daughter of Pharaoh, and you became her son. Amram, your father, taught you to write, and after you completed your education over 3 full weeks of years, they brought you into the royal court. You remained in the court for many years, until the day you went out and saw an Egyptian striking your fellow Hebrew. You killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. On the next day you saw 2 of the children of Israel fighting. You said to the one who was in the wrong, "Why do you strike your brother?" He became angry and said, "Who made you a prince and a judge over us? Do you intend to kill me as you killed the Egyptian yesterday?" You became afraid and fled because of these words. Chapter 48. From the flight of Moses to the Exodus. You departed and lived in the land of Midian. You returned to Egypt. You yourself know what he spoke to you on Mount Sinai, and what the prince Mastema wanted to do to you when you were returning to Egypt on the way when he met you at the lodging place. Did he not, with all his power, seek to kill you and deliver the Egyptians out of your hand when he saw that you were sent to execute judgment and vengeance on the Egyptians? I delivered you out of his hand, and you performed the signs and wonders you were sent to perform in Egypt against Pharaoh, against all his house, against his servants and his people. The Lord executed great vengeance on them for Israel's sake. He struck them with blood, frogs, lice, biting flies, malignant boils breaking out in sores, their cattle by death, and hailstones that destroyed everything that grew for them, and locusts that devoured what the hail had left, and darkness and the death of the firstborn of men and animals. On all their idols the Lord took vengeance and burned them with fire. Everything was sent through your hand, so that you would declare these things before they were done. And you spoke with the king of Egypt before all his servants and before his people. Everything took place according to your words. 10 great and terrible judgments came on the land of Egypt, so that you might execute vengeance on it for Israel. The Lord did everything for Israel's sake, according to his covenant which he had ordained with Abraham, that he would take vengeance on those who had brought them by force into bondage. The prince of Mastema rose up against you and sought to cast you into the hands of Pharaoh. He helped the Egyptian sorcerers, and they stood up and worked before you. The evils we permitted them to work, but the remedies we did not allow to be done by their hands. The Lord struck them with malignant ulcers, and they were not able to stand, for we destroyed them so that they could not perform a single sign. Even with all these signs and wonders, the prince of Mastema was not put to shame. He took courage and urged the Egyptians to pursue you with all their forces, with chariots and horses, with all the hosts of the people of Egypt. I stood between the Egyptians and Israel, and we delivered Israel out of his hand and out of the hand of his people. The Lord brought them through the midst of the sea as if it were dry land. All the people whom he brought to pursue Israel, the Lord our God, cast into the midst of the sea, into the depths of the abyss, beneath the children of Israel, just as the people of Egypt had cast their children into the river. He took vengeance on them, and strong and energetic men were destroyed on account of one nursing child of your people whom they had thrown into the river. On the 14th day, and on the 15th, and on the 16th, and on the 17th, and on the 18th, the prince of Mastema was bound and imprisoned behind the children of Israel, so that he would not accuse them. On the 19th we released them so they might help the Egyptians and pursue the children of Israel. He hardened their hearts and made them stubborn, and the device was ordained by the Lord our God, so that he might strike the Egyptians and cast them into the sea. On the 14th we bound him, so that he would not accuse the children of Israel on the day when they asked the Egyptians for vessels and garments, vessels of silver, vessels of gold, and vessels of bronze, in order to despoil the Egyptians in return for the bondage with which they had forced them to serve. We did not lead the children of Israel from Egypt empty-handed. Chapter 49. Regulations regarding the Passover. Remember the commandment which the Lord commanded you concerning the Passover, that you should celebrate it in its season on the 14th of the first month, that you should kill it before evening, and that they should eat it by night on the evening of the 15th, from the time of the setting of the sun. On this night, the beginning of the festival and the beginning of joy, you were eating the Passover in Egypt, when all the powers of Mastema were let loose to kill all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh to the firstborn of the captive maidservant at the mill, and the firstborn of the cattle. This is the sign the Lord gave them. Into every house on whose lintels they saw the blood of a lamb of the first year, into that house they would not enter to kill, but would pass by it, so that all who were in the house would be saved, because the sign of the blood was on its lintels. The powers of the Lord did everything as he commanded them. They passed by all the children of Israel, and the plague did not come upon them to destroy any soul among them, of cattle or of people or of dogs. The plague was very grievous in Egypt, and there was no house in Egypt where there was not one dead, with weeping and lamentation. All Israel was eating the flesh of the Passover lamb and drinking the wine, praising and blessing and giving thanks to the Lord God of their fathers, and they were ready to go out from under the yoke of Egypt and from the evil bondage. Remember this day all the days of your life, and keep it year by year all the days of your life, once each year on its day, according to all its law, and do not postpone it from day to day or from month to month. It is an eternal ordinance, written on the heavenly tablets for all the children of Israel, that they should observe it every year on its day, throughout all their generations, and there is no limit of days, for this is ordained forever. The person who is free from uncleanness and does not come to observe it on its day, to bring an acceptable offering before the Lord, and to eat and drink before the Lord on the day of its festival, that person who is clean and close at hand will be cut off, because he did not offer the Lord's oblation in its appointed season. He will bear his guilt. Let the children of Israel come and observe the Passover on its fixed day, on the 14th day of the first month, between the evenings, from the third part of the day to the third part of the night, For 2 portions of the day belong to the light, and a third to the evening. This is what the Lord commanded you, that you should observe it between the evenings. It is not permissible to slay it during the period of full light, but during the time bordering on evening. And let them eat it at the time of evening, until the 3rd part of the night. Whatever is left of all its flesh, from the 3rd part of the night and onward, let them burn with fire. They shall not cook it with water, nor eat it raw, but roast it on the fire. They shall eat it with diligence, its head with its inwards and its feet roasted with fire, and they shall not break any bone of it, for of the children of Israel no bone shall be crushed. For this reason the Lord commanded the children of Israel to observe the Passover on its fixed day, and they shall not break a bone of it, for it is a festival day and a commanded day. There may be no passing it over from day to day or month to month. On the day of its festival let it be observed. Command the children of Israel to observe the Passover throughout their days, every year, once a year on its fixed day, and it will be a memorial well-pleasing before the Lord. No plague will come upon them to kill or to strike in the year in which they celebrate the Passover in its season in every respect, according to his command. They shall not eat it outside the sanctuary of the Lord, but before the sanctuary of the Lord. All the people of the congregation of Israel shall celebrate it in its appointed season. Every man who comes on its day shall eat it in the sanctuary of your God before the Lord from 20 years old and upward. For thus it is written and ordained that they should eat it in the sanctuary of the Lord. When the children of Israel come into the land they are to possess, into the land of Canaan, and set up the tabernacle of the Lord in the midst of the land in one of their tribes, until the sanctuary of the Lord has been built in the land, let them come and celebrate the Passover in the midst of the tabernacle of the Lord, and let them slay it before the Lord year by year. In the days when the house has been built in the name of the Lord in the land of their inheritance, they shall go there and slay the Passover in the evening, at sunset, at the 3rd part of the day. They will offer its blood on the threshold of the altar and place its fat on the fire which is upon the altar. They shall eat its flesh roasted with fire in the court of the house which has been sanctified in the name of the Lord. They may not celebrate the Passover in their cities, nor in any place except before the tabernacle of the Lord, or before his house where his name has dwelt, and they will not go astray from the Lord. Moses, command the children of Israel to observe the ordinances of the Passover as it was commanded to you. Declare to them every year the festival of unleavened bread, that they should eat unleavened bread 7 days, that they should observe its festival, and that they bring an oblation every day during those 7 days of joy before the Lord on the altar of your God. You celebrated this festival with haste when you went forth from Egypt, until you entered the wilderness of Shur, for on the shore of the sea you completed it. Chapter 50. Laws regarding the Jubilees and the Sabbath. After this law I made known to you the days of the Sabbaths in the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai. I told you of the Sabbaths of the land on Mount Sinai, and I told you of the Jubilee years in the Sabbaths of years, but the specific year I have not told you until you enter the land you are to possess. The land also will keep its Sabbaths while they dwell upon it, and they will know the Jubilee year. I have ordained for you the year weeks and the years and the Jubilees. From the days of Adam until this day there are 49 Jubilees and a little beyond, and there are years yet to come for learning the commandments of the Lord until they pass over into the land of Canaan, crossing the Jordan to the west. The Jubilees will pass by until Israel is cleansed from all guilt of fornication, uncleanness, pollution, sin, and error, and dwells with confidence in all the land. There will no longer be a Satan or any evil one, and the land will be clean from that time forever. Behold the commandment regarding the Sabbaths. I have written them down for you, and all the judgments of its laws. 6 days you shall labour, but on the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. On it you shall do no work, you and your sons, your male servants and your female servants, all your cattle, and the foreigners living in the land who is with you. The one who does any work on it shall die, whoever desecrates that day, whoever lies with a spouse, or says he will set out on a journey on it, or engages in buying or selling, whoever draws water on it, which he did not prepare on the 6th day, and whoever takes up a burden to carry it out of his tent or out of his house, shall die. You shall do no work on the Sabbath day, except what you have prepared for yourselves on the 6th day, so as to eat and drink and rest, to keep Sabbath from all work on that day, and to bless the Lord your God, who has given you a day of festival and a holy day. A day of the holy kingdom for all Israel is this day among their days forever. Great is the honour the Lord has given to Israel, that they should eat and drink and be satisfied on this festival day, and rest from all labour that belongs to the work of human beings, except burning frankincense and bringing oblations and sacrifices before the Lord for appointed days and for Sabbaths. This work alone shall be done on the Sabbath days in the sanctuary of the Lord your God, that they may atone for Israel with sacrifice continually, as a memorial well-pleasing before the Lord, and that he may receive them always, as you have been commanded. Every person who does any work on it, or goes on a journey, or tills a field, whether at home or elsewhere, whoever lights a fire, rides any beast, travels by ship on the sea, strikes or kills anything, slaughters a beast or a bird, catches an animal or a bird or a fish, fasts or makes war on the Sabbaths. The person who does any of these things on the Sabbath shall die, so that the children of Israel will observe the Sabbaths according to the commandments about the Sabbaths of the land, as it is written in the tablets which he gave into my hands, that I should write for you the laws of the seasons and the seasons according to the division of their days. Here the account of the division of the days is completed. This completes all the chapters of the Book of Jubilees. I plan to do the Book of Enoch next. Please like and subscribe and join me for the next book.